Good morning, students. Today we will be talking about the histology of the mammary gland. So you can see I have put a section of the actual photo micrograph of mammary gland. Now this particular mammary gland is in lactating phase. So please remember, this particular mammary gland is in lactating phase. I will tell you why it is in lactating phase. Now you can see there are lobules of glandular tissue. So there are plenty of glandular tissue, lobules of glandular tissue. One lobule is here, then one more lobule is here, one more lobule. So plenty of lobules of glandular tissue. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are many lobules of glandular tissue. Okay. Now within these lobules, what are you observing? Now within these lobules, you have alveoli. And these alveoli are filled with secretions. So the lumen of the alveoli are filled with secretions. This helps us to tell that this is in lactating phase. One more important feature is this, that the connective tissue is less prominent, whereas the glandular tissue is more prominent. Okay, so the glandular tissue is more prominent, whereas the connective tissue, supportive connective tissue is less prominent. Now this helps us to tell us that this is in lactating phase and not in the non-lactating phase. So in non-lactating phase, the fibrous connective tissue will be plenty and the glandular tissue will be less. So here what are you seeing? You can see within the lobules there are alveoli which are filled with secretions. What about the alveoli, the cells in the alveoli? The alveoli cells are lined by large vacuolated cells. If you see the alveoli very carefully, you will see that the alveoli are lined by vacuolated cells. So the alveoli are lined by large vacuolated cells. So what are the important identifying points of mammary gland? You see plenty of glandular alveoli, plenty of glandular tissue, and they are separated by connective tissue. Pause. So you can see plenty of lobules of the glandular tissue which are separated by connective tissue. Okay. Now what you have to see is this slide has plenty of glandular tissue, okay, and very less connective tissue. Plenty of glandular tissue and very less connective tissue. This helps us to tell us that this is in lactating phase, and also you can see the lumen of the alveoli are filled with secretions. And what about the lining epithelium of this alveoli? The lining epithelium of the alveoli, they are lined by large vacuolated cells. So this helps us to tell us that this mammary gland is in lactating phase. Okay, so that is how you identify a slide of mammary gland. Okay, plenty of glandular tissue and then very less connective tissue, and this glandular lobules are having alveoli, plenty of alveoli. All the alveoli are showing secretions, and the lining epithelium of these alveoli are large vacuolated cells. So this is how you identify the slide of the mammary gland. Thank you.